Hello friends, Harshal here and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'll tell you about AWS Lambda function. So what is AWS Lambda? AWS Lambda is nothing but the serverless computing. Serverless computing means there is no need of any kind of server. Okay, instead of physical server or the instance, we don't need to launch any instance. Simply we have to upload our code or the application in the AWS Lambda function and it will run. Okay, how it will run? It will run in the container. So the number of containers will be created to run the application. Okay, as per the invocation. Invocation means the number of requests it gets. Let us say at a time 1000 requests received at AWS Lambda function. In that case, what happen? The application will run. Okay, will run in thousand time, right? Or the thousand container will be created and there the application gets run, right? So in that way it will work. Okay, so the first we need to create the function. So right now I'm creating the function. We will go with the author from scratch. The name of the function we can give any name. Then we can set any runtime. So I have set Python 3.9 and here is the permission. Okay, so here by default Lambda will create an execution role. Execution roles means Iam Role, and the permission to upload logs on CloudWatch logs. So by default it will upload logs on CloudWatch logs. You can customize this default role later when adding triggers. We can also add triggers and we can also add some permission to the roles as well. So here if you go down here, you can see execution role. So you can create new role with the basic Lambda function. You can use the existing role, or you can as well create a new role by using AWS policy templates. So we do have a lot of steps here. And here very simple is that you can create function. Okay, it is very simple. Simply automatically it will create the Lambda permission, the execution role with the Lambda basic Lambda permissions. So yeah, it will take some time. Okay, so our Lambda function has been created, and here you can see throttle, copy ARN and some actions. So I'll tell you one by one. So here throttle means what happen if I click on it and I confirm it. Okay, and here you can see edit concurrency. So here you will get 1000 concurrency by default. Okay, you will get 1000 concurrency by default, but if I choose here in the reserve concurrency, there is 0. Okay, and if I save, then what happen? No request will be accepted because the concurrency limit is 0. Let me save it and I will tell you. So here your function cannot be invoked while the reserve concurrency is 0. So that is why your function is throttled. So this condition we can call it a throttle. Okay, again I need to edit the concurrency, and this time I choose use unreserved account concurrency. It means that the unreserved account concurrency is 1000. If I want to use reserve concurrency, then I have to set some limit. Okay, so here I have set concurrency limit, that is 200. It means that the remaining 800 will be unreserved account concurrency. So I can do this as well. So let me save it. So I have saved, and here where is, okay, so this is our test is the Lambda function, and here is the throttle I told you, and this is the ARN of the Lambda function. Okay, this is the ARN of the Lambda function. So whenever we use any AWS resource, so that time what happen, ARN gets generated, Amazon resource name. Then here in the action you can see publish new version, create alias, export function, delete function. So we can create different kind of version. Let us say we have uploaded our application or the code and we have done some changes in the code. In that case what happen, we can publish a number of versions. Okay, let me tell you that if I have a code with the hello world, Okay, this is the first code. Then this is the version 1. Then I have again changed the code, and I simply return the name, that is, hi, this is Herschel, right? So I have done some changes in the code in that case, and I have given that code is version 2. So we can publish different kind of version here, and here is create alias. It means that we can create different kind of alias. Let us say a test alias, then dev alias, then prod alias. Okay, or according to you, whatever the name you want to give, you can give it. Okay, so I generally give alias name as per the environment. So yeah. Okay, now here you can see add trigger. Okay, if I click on it, then what happen? So there is API gateway. So whatever the request sent at or receive at AWS Lambda function, those requests through API gateway. So whenever the API through API gateway, it invokes the Lambda function. Okay, the number of invokes it will get, and what happen, it Lambda function gets trigger, and after it triggering, the application or the code which is actually available in the Lambda function, it gets run and get the desired output in the destination, right? Then we can use AWS IoT. So how it basically works, so I'll show you real life or use cases maybe in upcoming videos. So okay, then you can see that application load balancer, it is also same as API Lambda, right? So load balancer means what happened, the request we are getting at the load balancer, and the number of requests it route through the other containers or the or some other containers, right? So that is called application load balancer. Then CloudWatch logs. Then we can also do some if we do some changes in the code commit, so we can make a trigger. So how can we create the trigger for code commit, for DynamoDB, for Kinesis? So we will check it out later on. Okay, now there is a function is already created, and here is the add destination. You can add the destination as well. Here is the asynchronous invocation and the stream invocation. Asynchronous invocation, it means that the synchronization is from one side, it's a unilateral. Okay, and the synchronous invocation, it means that the invocation the data flow should be from bilateral. So that is called synchronous invocation. Then stream invocation means basically it's a Kinesis stream and the DynamoDB stream, so it is mapped to this function. So that is stream invocation, and here you can set the condition. Okay, and here is the destination type. So destination type could be SQSQ or the SNS topic, right? So how it exactly work in the SQSQ and the SNS topic, we will check it out in this video, itself. Okay, so let me cancel it for now. So here if we go down here, we can see a code. Okay, so here is the code, and it import the JSON. So where it gets import from, so let me tell you. So this is the hello world, right? So this is the hello world, and the JSON template, it gets import from here, from test. So here you can see, if you go down here, you can see the template. Okay, optional. So here is the hello world, and this hello world is in JSON format, and that JSON format gets import to here it gets import, and that JSON is the template. Okay, so the template gets imported here, and here if I write something, let me write something here. Hello world. Okay, and if I do some changes in the code, then what happened, I need to deploy it, and then I can test it. So it gets successfully updated the test. Okay, it is updated, but I want to get some okay, I need to configure the test. So if okay, I go here and I need to configure the test. I need to give some name, so that is demo, and here this is the format, and simply I have to save it. And once I save it and I need to test it, and here you can get the execution result. So the status you can see here, the succeeded, then the memory used, that is 36 MB, and the time is 1.03 millisecond, and here is the response, that is hello, right? So it could be a hello world, it should be a hello world, but sometimes it doesn't give the full name, but actually it's a hello world. Okay, and here is some logs you can see, and then the request ID. So we have tested successfully. It means that we can go with that test. Okay, and we can also create some version. So let us say I want to let me create some version. Okay, so let me publish this new version. So the latest version is the is the latest version. Okay, it is the version where we can make changes in the code. So that is the latest version. If we publish the new version, that new version we cannot edit the code. So let me say this is the first version. This is the first version. Okay, and let me publish it. So I have published it and it is successfully created to version 1. And if I go to our original version, okay, or the latest, so this is the latest version, and here you can see that version and alias. Okay, so here is the version we have created, that is the version 1, right? Okay, so I'll tell you about alias later on in this video itself. So okay, we will go from left to right. So I told you about the code, then you know about the test, then we can check out some monitoring. So here you can do some basic level monitoring from AWS CloudWatch. Here you can check the invocation, you can check the duration of time that the code run, then the error and success rate, error count, and throttle means you know very well that the number of invocation exceeded the number of invocation, it will throw the throttle error at the function. Then asynchronous delivery failures and iterator age, and here is the concurrent execution. So how many concurrent executions happen, so you will get the count here. Okay, then you can also check the log. So for now there is no data. Okay, then there is some traces with with I guess X-ray, AWS X-ray. So yeah, right now there is no service. Here is the X-ray. Okay, then this is important for the configuration. So here in the configuration, here you can get the general configuration, you can edit the general configuration if I click on it, and here is the basic configuration we can do. The memory is required for running the application or for running the code. I can set from 128 MB to 10,000 to 40 MB, right? So here is the memory size, so you can set it according to your code or the application that we needed for the running of our application. Okay, then ephemeral storage. Ephemeral storage means short-lived storage. It means that you can configure up to 10 GB of ephemeral storage, that is temporary storage for your function. So it also ranges from 512 MB to 10,000 to 40 MB. So you will get here, and if you want to check the pricing, you can simply click on it and you will get the pricing for using that ephemeral storage. And here is the timeout. So let us say right now by default it's a 3 second. Let us say there is a code and it takes more than 3 seconds, then what happen, it will display an error. Okay, error will pop up. So that is 3 seconds. So it will run for 3 seconds, and it has to be run in 3 seconds. Right, then execution role, we can use an execution role. So actually the role that had created automatically, that had created with the creation of AWS Lambda function, so that role is automatically here selected. Or we can create new role from AWS policy template as well here also. So okay, so right now I'm canceling it. I just wanted to show you this. Then we will go with the trigger, and here we can add the trigger. So you know very well that I have already told you about trigger. So here is add trigger. We can add trigger from here, and also we will get the option for adding trigger here. Then there is a permission. Okay, here is the role. If I click on it, the Iam role gets you can see the Iam role here. Okay, so it will take some time to. Okay, right, so here is the Iam role. This is the basic execution role for AWS Lambda. So what basically it gives us. Okay, so here you can see effect is allow, then action. It will create the log group. Where it will create the log group? Here. This is the ARN number of the resource. Okay, then here you can see the ARN number of the resource. This is the second resource, and here they create the log stream and they put the log events, right? It is allowed. So that is the basic permission we will get with the basic execution role of Lambda. Then if you go here in the trust relationship, here is the lambda.amazonaws.com. so this is the basic service role for the AWS Lambda, and it is we can validate from here. Okay, so that is why this is trust entities. Okay, now we will go here. So you can see execution Lambda execution role here, and then you can also edit this role, right? So here, no, sorry, where is, okay, so why this edit here? This is memory and it is showing everything. Okay, I don't know why I'm clicking here, but I'm getting showing that general configuration. So okay, that's fine. So this is the summary, resource summary. So we can check it out, the role document. So if I click on it, I will get the information about the document. Okay, what permission I have got, I mean the AWS Lambda function gets behalf of me. AWS Lambda function will do those tasks by getting these permissions, right? Then here you can see the resources. Okay, there are two resources. This is one and this is two, and this is the action. Okay, so this action and these resources we have already seen in Iam role here, right? Here is the same resource and the action. Here is the resource and the action. So the same we can see here as well. We will get the information, the resource based policy. This is we can actually add the permission into the policy, into the role. So yeah, then there is a destination. We can add the destination. We can add destination from here as well. Okay, so both are similar. Then function URL. So your function gets URL. You can create the function URL from here. Okay, if I click on it, and here you can see that AWS IAM, or if we don't want, then none. So this is the authentication type. Okay, then environment variable. So the environment variable is quite important because we can set the environment variable from here. Okay, how can we set? So simply go and edit, and here we can set the key value. Let me do that. URL. Okay, let me have some URL, that is http, and this is Harshal Poniker at .com. Okay, this is harshalponiker.com. So if I want to set the password, okay, and I want to give the password, right, and I just wanted to encrypt the password so that others cannot see my password. In that case, what happened, I simply click on it, enable helpers for encryption in transit. So here you can see the new button gets enabled. Okay, and now I can encrypt the password. So if I encrypt the password, I need some AWS KMS key. Okay, so I don't have KMS key for now. So what I do, I simply go here in the KMS. So this is key management service, and here we can create a key. So right now I am creating a key here. Simply go to the next, and you can give the name, that is I'm giving the name, that is test1, test2. okay, you can give any name, and okay, right, then next, and this is the policy for KMS key, and now I wanted to finish, right? So my key is created, that is test2. okay, so the same key, if I go here now, okay, and right now it is showing no item. Okay, if I simply refresh it and let me check again, so it is not showing anything for now. Let me encrypt it again. It should be here, add code in your function to decrypt the environment variable. See the Python 3.9 example below in decrypt secret snippet. So test encrypt and decrypt. So let me go with the key ID here. Okay, there is some version and okay, no, this should not work like that. Okay, let me cancel it again and let me try it again. So okay, so why I'm getting error? Because of the reason. So this is North Virginia and this is Mumbai. So what I do, I go to Mumbai, and okay, right now I am in Mumbai, and here descript error failed. Okay, that's fine. So here I wanted to create a key, so that is my key. Go to next. This is finish. Okay, so AWS KMS key was created and alias with the key ID. So yeah, we have created, so that is the key name. And now let me check. So I edit this, add this is the URL, and this is http harshalponika.com. again I wanted to add, then password, and here is 1234, whatever the password you want to set. And if I go down here in the encryption configuration, and here if I click on it, then the encryption key gets start, and here is the my key. Okay, and this is the ARN of the KMS key, and it is encrypted now. So now you can see our password gets encrypted. Okay, and now I can save it. So here the password gets encrypted, but URL is not encrypted. So it makes sense that we don't need to encrypt the URL, but if you want you can do that, but there is no need of for encrypted URL. Okay, so you can encrypt the very important information that you don't want to show to others, so you can encrypt them. Okay, then tags, you can manage tags from here. Then the VPC. Okay, if you have already created the VPC and you wanted to work in that VPC, then you can select those VPC. Okay, otherwise the by default Amazon AWS VPC you can use it. Okay, if I edit this here, I can choose the VPC. Okay, so there is only VPC, this is default VPC where for AWS. So yeah, I'm good. Okay, but if you want to create your own VPC, your own subnet, then you can do it as well. Okay, right, then the next one is monitoring and operations tool. So monitoring and operations tool, you know very well that the AWS CloudWatch is basically the monitoring and operation tools here for AWS Lambda function. But if you want to set some other, then here is so many options you will get. That is okay, by default this is Amazon CloudWatch, right? So this is the standard metrics you will get, and then you will get AWS X-Ray. Then you can go with CloudWatch Lambda inside, as well as there are some extensions. Okay, which are those extensions? Simply click on it and you will get the list of those extensions. So App Dynamic, then AWS App Config, Checkpoint, Amazon CloudWatch, then Dynatrace, Datadog, Espagon, Vault, Haricop Vault, Lumigo, okay, Sentry, Splunk, Site, 24/7, Sumo Logic, Tundra. So these are the extensions that you will get with the AWS Lambda function. Okay, so I'm cancelling it for now. Then if you go down here, you can set the concurrency, right? So let us say I have set here the reserve concurrency, that is 200. You can edit this and you can set according whatever the suitable for you, whatever the concurrency you want to set up. Okay, now okay, here is the provision concurrency configuration. So if you set the provision concurrency configuration, there is no limit of 1000 concurrency. You can set a lot of concurrency that you want, okay, in millions. Okay, and again you have to pay for that, so that's why I'm not using it for now. Then asynchronous invocations, here you can see for now it is retry attempts, that is 2. Okay, it could be 1 or 2. And let me tell you that if any invocation, if we are getting invocation at AWS Lambda function, then what happen, it try to run the code for first time. Okay, it try to invoke to trigger the Lambda first time. Okay, then if it fails, then again it will try for second time. Okay, again it fails, then what happen, it will that request will be in the dead letter queue in the SQS. So it will be in that dead letter queue for 6 hours. Okay, and here you can see that dead letter queue service, right? And you can change the time, you can set the permission attempts, that is 0, 1, 2, right? And this is the dead letter queue service. Okay, you can set for 2, SNS and SQS. So yeah, okay. Now the next one is code signing. So this is something new. Code signing means, let me tell you here, you will get the AWS signer. Here you can create the sign, and then you can add that sign to configuration. Okay. Now the next one is database proxies. So database proxies means what? So database proxy means basically what happened, the code, okay, which is running, and the database. So what happened, the application, it is between the application and the database, and whatever the code, whatever the request, whatever the invocation, it will be routed to the database. Okay, so before routed to the database, that invocation, that request will managed by this RDS proxy or database proxy. We can call it database proxy, right? So here we can add the database proxy as well. We can also choose the existing database proxy if we have, and then you need to make some DB instance, or you need to create database. Then there is secret. Okay, you can create a secret by using AWS Secret Manager. So this is also something new. And then there is Iam Role, which will be you choose the Iam role that the proxy uses to access the secret, and we need to create a role, and this is for authentication. The password is used for password, or the execution role gets used. So yeah, there are a lot of steps. Okay, so now in the next we can see that file system. Okay, that elastic file system it should be. Yeah, AWS Elastic EFS. Okay, so Amazon EFS will be file system is used here, and if you want to create the new file system, you can do that by clicking on it. Okay, then the last one is machine. So it is the function. It is the step function. So we will talk about that step function in detail in upcoming video. So I'll keep it simple for now. I don't want to elaborate it for now. So yeah, we are good here. And here you can see aliases and the version. So version you know very well. Okay, so right now this is version 1. So let me okay, right now we are here. I wanted to create one more version. Okay, so go to that code, and I need to change the code. So if I go here and let me change the code, the Simpson, no, goodbye dear friend. Okay, so I write something like that. Okay, anything, and I need to deploy this code first, and then I need to test. So here, goodbye dear friend. Okay, in response I am getting, so this code is tested. Okay, and we will get some log here, and this is the request ID. It is succeeded. 36 MB gets used, and 1.01 millisecond is used to run this code. So here I wanted to, right now this code is tested. Okay, and this is fine, right? So I wanted to create some version. So I wanted to publish some new version, and let me give the name, that is this is prod. This app, no, this code is for prod. So let me publish it, and now there are two versions. Okay, this is successfully created version 2 for function test. So this test is a latest code, okay, and whatever the changes we want to do, that should be in the test function, right? So this is the latest version. This is the latest version. So if I go here in the different version, let me go here, and there are two versions, right? So if I go to the version 1, and if I wanted to change the code, so here you can see I cannot change, right? So here I wanted to do that. I wanted to write something, I wanted to type, so I cannot type anything. Okay, I cannot change the code, right, in the version. Okay, so when only I can change the latest version, that is the test. Okay, so we have two versions right now. And okay, so now I wanted to tell you about alias. Here if I wanted to create the alias, let me give the name, that is test, and we can write some description here. And here is the latest means that test function, right? Lambda function test that has a latest version. Then we do have version 1, this is for version, and this is for prod. So I'm clicking on it for version 1. And if you want to do some weighted, if you want to bifurcate the weightage, so here additional 2. So what I do, I wanted to do some, this is 50. So what happened, the 50% weightage will be here in the version 1, and the 50% weightage is version 2. So if I set here 40, then what happened, 40% request or the invocations will run the version 2, and the 60% of the requests will go to version 1. So we can change the weightage as per our need, right? And okay, again, if I do 10, then what happened, 10% will be here, 10% request will process version 2, and 90% request will process the version 1. Okay, and you know very well that the linear deployment configuration and the Canary deployment configuration, these two are very important, right? So this weightage that we divided. So this weightage itself is called blue-green deployment. Okay, and there are mainly two types of deployment configuration. First one is linear deployment configuration, and the second one is Canary deployment configuration. So what is linear deployment configuration? Let us say there is linear configuration, 10% of linear configuration in every minute. It means that what happened, so 10% is here. Okay, so total number of requests, so out of total number of requests, 10% of the requests will access version 2. Okay, and the 90% of the request access version 1. After 1 minute, what happened here, 20% of the request or the invocation access version 2. Okay, then after again 1 minute, 30%, then 40%, then 50%. Okay, that is the case. This is called linear. Okay, and let me tell you about Canary. So Canary deployment configuration, it means that, let us say here is the 90% of weightage and here is the 10% of weightage. So in that case, what happened, let us say the Canary for 15 minutes. Okay, Canary deployment is for 50 minutes. Deployment configuration is for 15 minutes. Then what happened, the 10% will be for 15 minutes, and after 15 minutes, what happened, total 100% will be will access version 2, and the 0% request will be there is no request will be processed for version 1. So that is called Canary. Okay, for if the Canary says 10 minute, then what happen? Up to 10 minute it will be 10%. Okay, and after that it will be 100%. So let us say 20%. So 20% for 15 minutes. So 20% up to 15 minutes, and after 15 minutes it weightage should be 100, and here will be 0. So it will be like this. Okay, it will work in this way. So I hope that you understand that configuration as well, that Canary deployment configuration and the linear deployment configuration. So okay, anything else that we left here? So okay, so nothing is left. So guys, thank you so much for watching my video. Have a good day. Bye.